Hi, I'm Jonathan Knight, and this is B-Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to talk about today, well, I got another Joe Sherlock production distributed by SOV Horror to talk about, and I'm really, really excited to talk about this one, as I was with the other one, because I like Joe's stuff a lot. Which one am I going to be talking about today? Well, you'll find out after this intro. Welcome back. As I said earlier, I'm talking about another Joe Sherlock production that it's being distributed by SOV Horror. And I'm excited to talk about this one, like I said before. If you need a reminder, I reviewed Bloody Red Lips of Blood, the SOV Drive-In double feature of Crimson and Heather and Lust of the Vampire Hookers, the SOV Drive-In double feature of Monster in the Garage and Zombie Love Slave, and last but not least, the SOV Drive-In double feature of Dimension Blood and We Need Earth Women, which is the one I did almost 2 weeks ago, a week and 5 days maybe. So the one I got to talk about today is not a SOV Drive-In double feature. This is we the first one in a while I've done that's not that of Joe's stuff. And that is Vampirisa's Velvet Vault of Horror, which is an anthology film. It's a fairly short anthology film. It runs about 42 minutes. It has 2 stories and, of course, the host segments, which is Vampirisa. And I'll discuss Vampirisa right off the bat because that's the first thing pretty much after the credits that you see. Vampirisa is just a typical horror hostess. You know, she's just sitting in her house and she introduces the stories. The first 2 parts of it, are just simple to the point, introducing the story. But the last part that takes place after the stories, in which she discusses horror cliches, and there's a little cameo by John Bowker and a couple other things, that was a lot of fun. I really liked the last part of the host segments. The first 2 parts are just, like I said, simple to the point, introducing. But the last part is really a lot of fun. So I do recommend sticking out throughout the whole thing. Now, the first story is called Look UFOs, and it's basically what it describes in the back here, a goofball UFO mockumentary. It's kind of like those old, UFO documentaries, or something like In Search of, I believe, Leonard Nimoy did, those kind of like, UFO kind of documentary things. And I'm going to be really honest with this one. I'm not really a huge fan of those in the first place, so this particular segment didn't do much for me. There was some funny parts. I think Rob Miracle's part in this was hilarious, but for the most part it didn't really grab me because I wasn't really interested in that kind of material. I like alien stuff. I'm just not a fan of those documentary kind of things. So, like I said, it didn't grab me. It's certainly going to do a lot for people who are into that kind of stuff. So it's one of those weird things where I can see the people really enjoying it who are into those documentary / mockumentary stuff. But it didn't really do much for me. Like I said, Rob Miracle's part is hilarious, though. I love that character, so that was cool. Now, the second story is called The Eyeball of Fear. And what's really great about this one, it's basically a lost 80s Spanish slasher movie that's been found and it's poorly dubbed. I think it's supposed to be lost. Well, it's supposed to be Spanish, but it was poorly dubbed, and that's part of the fun of it. If you're into 80s slasher movies like I am too, and I love poorly dubbed like martial arts movies, monster movies, regardless. So the poor dubbing made me laugh my ass off. I could see it getting tiresome if this was a full feature, but it being like a 20, maybe 20-minute, anthology short, it works great that way. I could see it become tiresome for some people if it was, like I said, a 90-minute movie. It would get pretty like, this again. But I thought it was hilarious. The Eyeball of Fear, which you can see on the cover of here, I thought he was really cool. I really liked the eyeball head. There's a few kills they're not as gory as I would wanted them, but it didn't really bother me all that much. I was just having fun regardless. But there's quite a few of them. Dale Wilson, Tom Schafer, John Bowker, all the his Joe Sherlock's regulars are in this, dubbed by other people, and it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. And the finale is a lot of fun too. It's a really good final chase scene and ultimate demise of the Eyeball of Fear. That's a lot of fun. So I really, really enjoyed that one. And even though I wasn't a fan of the UFO one, I really enjoyed the Eyeball of Fear. It was a lot of fun. If you're a fan of 80s slasher movies and you just like poorly dubbed crap like I do, you will enjoy the Eyeball of Fear. There's not much to talk about with this one because, like I said, it's 42 minutes with 2 stories and the host segments. And like I said, the host segments, I really liked the last part a lot. It was a lot of fun. UFO thing, I wasn't really into it, so I wasn't a big fan of that one. The Eyeball of Fear, on the other hand, was fantastic. And do I recommend this? If you're a fan of Joe's work, you maybe already own this, but if you don't own this, I do recommend it for you to get it. And if you are a hardcore SOV fan, then you definitely need this in your collection because it's a very important part of just Joe's stuff in general. And you'll see the Eyeball of Fear, who has a cameo, and we need Earthwomen, so that's cool. What are the special features? There's always special features. Tony always packs this stuff with special features. Here you get an audio commentary with director Joe Sherlock and actor John Bowker. As usual, Joe's commentary tracks are always full of great information. They're always a lot of fun. He goes into details about where things were shot. There's some stuff shot in Arizona. His mother-in-law has a cameo in the UFO one. It's a really good informative track. You always get like a lot of information in a short amount of time. So that's really cool. There is the making of Vampirisa's Vaulted Veil of Horror. Sorry. This is basically just a video version of the commentary. You get pretty much the same information, but in video form. It's good for people who do not like commentary tracks. I'm not one of those people, but I still recommend watching it, even if you listen to the commentary track, because it's always fun seeing the faces to the people talking. There's behind the scenes still gallery, which for the Vampirisa's Vault of Horror, there is one, not 2, but 3 bonus short films for It Was a Dark and Stormy Night, The Artifact, and Mars vs. Pope. They're a lot of fun. In particular, I thought Mars vs. the Pope was the best of the 3. I really enjoyed that one. And that one gets its own behind the scenes and bloopers, so make sure to watch that as well. There's also a Joe Sherlock trailer reel, which is all the trailers they did for SOV Horror. And then there's the SOVHorror.com trailer vault, which is a couple trailers that Tony always puts on the disc. So it always changes. It's always different stuff for the most part. But you get, like, Zombarella's House of Horror trailer. You get the SOV The True Independence trailer reel, which is a lot of fun. But yeah. Overall, like I said, I do recommend this to Joe Sherlock fans and SOV fans. Even though I was very mixed on it, I did not hate it. It was short and to the point, and I had fun. I had so much fun with the Eyeball of Fear segment that it kind of made up for the other segment I didn't like. But overall, yeah, I do recommend it to fans of SOV and Joe Sherlock. I want to thank Tony once again for providing me with this so I can review it. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for all the hard work, not only that you put into this, but every single thing that you work on for SOV Horror. You do great work, and I do want to thank Joe Sherlock for just entertaining people with his films, or trying to entertain people with his films. He certainly entertained me, and I really do appreciate that. I have one more Joe Sherlock review coming up, so look out for that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun. I haven't watched it yet, but just reading the back of it, it sounds like a great time. If you like my channel, give me if you would like to buy this movie, along with other SOV Horror stuff, go to SOVHorror.com. I will have a direct link to the store down below, and if you want to pick up this t-shirt or a coffee cup, a sticker, whatever floats your boat, there will be a link to the merchandise store down below. If you like my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, what's your favorite anthology film? I probably have asked this before, but there's always new people subscribing, so always curious to hear new responses. But that's it for now. I'm Josh Knight. It's been B-Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.